Salute everyone. Salute, salute. Good evening. Good Friday night, Nick. We up in the building. Me and Shaw Powers in the building. Hopefully KJ can get in the building later. Salute to the chat. Y'all already know y'all up in here, man. Salute to my peoples, man. You know what it is, how we do. We're gonna get it popping, talk about this Knicks thing tonight and get to Washington with us. Knicks Real Talk pregame preview. The Knicks attack the Capitol. We going up in the Capitol. We gonna try to get this thing win or lose. We gonna hopefully we can get it popping. We going up against the Wizards who got the same record as we do. We fighting for the same position in the lottery, whatever the case may be. But we gonna go get it, man. But we're gonna get into all that stuff. But Shaw Power, salute, my brother. What's good?
Salute to you, Divine. Salute to the chat. Let's get it.
Yeah, real talk, man. Salute to the chat, man. Y'all already know Canal, Fabian, White Falcon, everybody. Salute to y'all, man. Yeah, I'm ready to get it popping, man. We got that game at down in the nation's capital in Washington today against poor Zingers, Rudy Montemore, and all these guys down there today, man. Hopefully we go in there and have the young guys get in there and get it popping today. I hope Tibb just rest all the starters today. I know it's far-fetched and all that stuff, but I would love to see Tibb just sit everybody now and let the young boys get in there and get it popping tonight and let them close out these last two games. Hopefully, I wish he would let quickly start tonight. I didn't have that in the starting lineup, but it was projected the same one for it, I know. But other than Mitchell Robinson, because he was out with an illness. But I would love to see them young boys get it popping tonight, Shot Power, man. Last two games of the season, go ahead and let them boys get in there and get it popping.
Yeah, man. Might as well just like uh empty the bench. If we probably need Burks and Fournier to start to fill in some minutes. Because we are still we still missing people on the roster and stuff like that. But aside from that, man, we need to see some Akin and not you. I have to mess his name up. We need to see this guy Holmes, Farian, yeah, Ferry and Hunt. We need to see him out on the court tonight, and try to get some of those guys to see what they look like, and see where we'll be at because it's the end of the year, and it, I'll be fine if I could see RJ 2 quarters or something like that. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I could be fine with that. Sit some of these guys down and let some of these guys come up the bench. Play Deuce tonight, 39 minutes or something like that.
Facts, real talk. Yeah, let
Yeah.
them get it, man. Let them young boys get it tonight. But the projector still lineup is the same: Alex Burks, R.J. Barrett, Fournier, Toppin, and Jericho Sims for the Knicks tonight. And I think Porzingis and all them guys is out for them, so you might not get to see they tanking too. So I mean, they
Hmm.
might rest. I think Porzingis is not playing. A couple other Kyle Kuzma might be out tonight as well. So I mean, it is what it is. But I'm really looking forward to it, man. I want us to go out there and as the season been long, but it's been fast though. God, 2 more games and it's over. You know what I mean? For us, man, we didn't get into the playoffs or the play-in, but we had some peaks and valleys this year, some positives, some negatives. We got to see some young guys growing a little bit. Trying to get better, going to the next season. Going to be a really very interesting off season for the New York Knicks this
Hmm.
year. We talk about the draft. We talk about possible trades, creating cap space flexibility to try to get a free agent. So it's going to be really going to be a real busy all season for the front office, man. Leon Rose and Scott Perry, Worldwide West, Walt Perry, they got their and Brock, all of them guys, they got their work cut out for them. They got to find a way to improve this roster to make them better, and make it more competitive. And like I said, it wasn't bad this year because a lot of things went on where we couldn't really showcase who we really were with the injuries, COVID, things of that nature. So, but I think they're gonna go into the all season looking to revamp this thing and try to put a better product on the floor that's more consistent all around. We really do need that because we was lacking in the offense this year, last in the bottom of the league, free throw shooting, things of that nature. So we know we got to get some guys in here who can knock it down consistently and play some good defense, shop house. And I think that's going to be their focus going into the all season. Whether they're going to go young or bring in some savvy veterans, I don't know which way they're going to go. I'm only going to assume from on this side of the floor. I'm not an inside guy, none of us, but let's see what they're going to do, man. But I hope whatever they do is going to benefit us in the long run. I'm hoping that it works out well for us this summer.
Yeah. I think they go semi to the younger side of this team, with a couple of guys that are, more younger veterans or something like that, guys around 20, 25, 26, maybe closer to 27 or something like that. I don't think they bring anybody back older than 30. I think if they're going to do that, they'll probably just keep the guys that we have, like the Burks, the Fourniers, the Derrick Roses and stuff like that. So I believe that we this team next year should be a different looking team. Hopefully, we pick up another one or two players to fit into the rotation, and go from there, man. And I hope this whole off season, every last Nick, that's a Nick, even IQ,
Hmm.
shoot that 1,000 jump shot, 1,000 free throws a day or something like that, man.
Yep,
That
absolutely.
that'll be a big help for them.
Yeah, yeah. I think I think it's going to be pretty huge for us. I know they're going to try to. We hear a lot of speculation out there. They're going to, they're going to try to bring in this same player, that player. But the main thing for me is just don't lose that young core that we have. You got to keep that young core that we have intact. I mean, Obi, IQ, Grimes, quickly, Burks. Let's see what I hope. That's why I'm hoping he set these guys tonight so we can see what Ferry and Hunt going to do. They,
Yeah,
yeah, to see if Ferry and Hunt gonna be a part of this thing. So that's why I'm hoping that the Burks and the Fourniers don't need to play them guys. They don't got nothing to prove. They're not gonna get us nowhere more or less. You know what I mean? So I would love to see maybe let Ferry and Hunt get in there tonight to see what he gonna do for the last couple of games. Let like you said, let Deuce get some long minutes, and let Sims and Emmanuel. I want to see Emmanuel quickly in the starting lineup tonight. I
I
think
would love to see that.
yeah, I would really love to see him in the starting lineup, whether you sit Burks out or whatever. Like I said, man, it should be real important that we go in this thing, man, trying to see what these young guys is made of. But you know what? I'm gonna be locked in. We're gonna be locked in all summer long, man. We ain't going nowhere. Season over, but we not over. We be dealing with the draft thing every week. I know
Facts.
we be on once or twice a week trying to bring out any Nick talk that we can get to you guys about. And I know it's gonna be a summer. Everybody gonna be out and about. Be having enjoyed themselves this summer, but we still got to bring the content to the family, the Knicks Real Talk family and the fan base. So I'm gonna be working hard to see what's out there, what we doing, and hopefully everything is gonna be good though. But for the season itself, Shot Powers, we had some ups and downs, but I'm not disappointed on a upset level. I'm just disappointed we couldn't get in there and show and prove the roster that we have put together this year. I wanted us to get in there, get in the playoffs, and make some noise and try to get another level up, but it didn't work out that way. But at the same time, I'm also happy about what I've seen from Emmanuel Quickly, what I'm seeing from Obi Topper right now, what I've seen from Quentin Grimes. What I believe Cam Reddish can do. RJ's acceleration. You know what I mean? He got things to work on, but I still like the way he came into the year, went up in more points and everything. Like salute to my brother Cash Out. Salute, salute. Real talk, man. We know you with the spirit when you ain't here, Cash Out. Real talk, my brother. You know how we do. But I'm really looking to these guys' maturation, man. And Sims playing right now, looking pretty good. Had a monster game the other day, 12, 13 rebounds, whatever the case may be, double double, 3 blocks. So we do have something to be proud about and be happy about moving forward. Let's see what we're gonna do with the draft picks. I don't whether we keep it or not. I don't know what we're gonna do, but let's see what knowing Brock Aller, him and Scott Perry, they're gonna wheel and deal because I'm not disappointed in Scott Perry at all with the draft that he brought in here. You know what I mean? Mitchell Robinson, 36 pick. You know what I mean? Grimes and quickly 25th picks. RJ Barrett, the third pick. I think Knox got a bad end of the stick, but maybe that's why he's not here. But still, I'm not mad at the way we drafted the last couple of years. You know what I mean? So let's hope that they can put another good one, solid one together this year. And we got that. We got some second rounders this year too.
Hmm.
So we definitely got enough draft picks. I don't think we're gonna be able to use everything. You know what I mean? We got what's his name? Rokas Jokovitis. He's over there in Europe. We got him. He's a good pick. He's tearing it up over there this year. So I think we're gonna be pretty straight, man. Let's see what he do to add to them, and hopefully we can move out a couple of veterans to move them out of here, clear some cap space to get us somebody who can fit that timeline.
Yeah, the whole after these next two games, man, the clock is ticking,
Hmm.
and as soon as we finish this next game, when is it? Sunday, right?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, when we play the last game at the Garden after 10:30, when the last shot is up and the final this final tally comes up on the scoreboard, the clock is on and it's time to make some moves, and it's time to sit down in that war room and figure out what's the best options to move the New York Knicks forward next year and make them a stronger team.
Yeah.
So if we keep a pick, if we move a pick, if whatever we got the first round pick and I believe two second round picks. So whatever we do, man, it's all going to be on the tail of who we move. If we move Randall, or maybe if we maybe move Randall, or maybe if we move Fournier. And a lot of that's going to be the tell. I mean, I believe Noel will probably be gone. I believe Kemba's going to be gone. I believe they may move on from D Rose. Maybe that is Tibbs' guy, but maybe they might move on from him. Um, this year. So we got a couple of we got three, we got about six guys that we really got to look to see if we're going to move. But let's see what they do and what they come up with. I can't wait to see what happens with the draft, and I can't see what happens when they start making these moves, man. So just keep your alerts on and stuff like that, because as soon as a move is made, we back on talking about it.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, cash out. I'm with you on that, man. I can't wait to the draft for Summer League and the progress of. I agree to 100%, man. These guys got something to really go out there and prove. They had a rookie year that you can't take it for granted because, like I said, I think if Deuce McBride wouldn't, I'm not Deuce McBride, excuse me, Quentin Grimes when they got injured with that knee, it could have been different going down the stretch with the way he shoot the ball and play defense. You know what I mean? We still would have had a chance to battle for that playing, but obviously losing when you lost him, then I think that was it because we already was lacking in the defense area already. But him losing him though, I think when he went down with that knee injury was a little bit too much for the Knicks to overcome because I think his defense was that special and his 3-point shooting was that good. He was one of the few guys that he kept a pretty good plus minus. But I think Cam Reddish, that was a big loss for us from a perspective of having a backup three like Tim who can get down the way he did. He was just starting to come into his own before he got injured. So we took a lot of hits, man. All year with injury, we really got bit by the injury bug in New York this year, coming out of the gate. Nerlens Noel, you know what I mean. Then Kimba wasn't 100%. Then Derrick Rose goes down. I mean, we just got hit with the injury bug left and right. And then later on in the season we lost these young guys like Quentin Grimes and Cam Reddish, so that really took a lot out of the Knicks. But you know what? It is what it is. We can't cry with spilled milk. We just got to pour another glass, and hopefully
Right.
that's what we got to do going into the all season and fill that glass back up with some really good quality milk, man. That's only being the players and everything like that. So we lost Kenny Payne. You last year you lost Mike Wilson. So it's not that's not easy to overcome when you got quality people like that. Then you lose them. So we hopefully that we go in there. But I'm looking forward to see what Tibbs gonna do, how he's gonna change his approach to the game. Is he gonna go over the sim and say, I got to do some things different. You know what I mean? I might got to be a little bit more um, respectful of the young guy, the young talent that we have, and give them guys a chance to go in there and really do some things, man. So I'm really looking forward to what he gonna what his game plan gonna be. Cause Tibbs, knowing him, so the season over this week Sunday, I guarantee the Tibbs probably take a week off. He's gonna be right back at it.
Mm-hmm.
Them guys probably take 2 weeks off, 3 weeks off, to deal with their family, doing all that. These guys be right back in the gym, and you're gonna see a lot of that because I think this is a big year for Obi Toppin, Shaw Powell to be get these 2 games off. That's gonna raise a lot of eyebrows in New York about Julius Randle, especially if Obi Toppin do what he's doing now and he close out the season that way. It's gonna have a lot of people with some speculation going on out there.
I'm just gonna say this, man. The one thing with Obi Toppin is going to make some things a real big shakeup, and we're really gonna figure out if we're going to move on from Randall because of the progress that Obi Toppin is making or not. I said this last night and I'll say it again. When Obi Toppin gets 20 minutes a game, and that's only been 18 times this year. Last night he got over 20 minutes. His average is his points is 15 points a game. He grabs 6 rebounds. He's about 59% from the field, and he's about 34% from threes. So those numbers right there really put pressure on the Knicks front office to see if they really want to keep Randall around or move Randall. Or I hate to say this out loud, but that might even indicate if we don't move on from Randall, we might have we might be moving off from Obi as well. So just be
Mm.
mindful about that too, because I don't think those two guys can coexist anymore. I don't think Randall getting dominant minutes, 30 something, 34, 35 minutes a game, and you giving Obi 12 minutes, that's not gonna fly for me next year. I'm
Not at all.
sorry.
Not at all. Yeah, to my brother, what's good, fam?
Salute, KJ.
Fellas, fellas,
What's
fellas,
happening?
fellas. Hey man, it was a big storm up here yesterday, man. Power outage, everything. So
Really? You doing all right though?
absolutely. Shout out to my Knicks Real Talk family. Sean Devon as always. Hey man, 2 games left, man. It's a bittersweet moment in our season right now. But you know what? Knicks Real Talk is gonna give you that content all year round.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I tell everybody, please like, share, subscribe. Keep coming back to us because we're gonna have more and more fun ideas for y'all. So I just heard the last bit of tail end of that conversation, and I agree with Shah about Obi Toppin not coexisting with Julius Randle. As we've seen, the more minutes Obi Toppin gets, the better this man becomes. And guess salute to you, Cash Out. And we starting to see some of the things that Julius doesn't do that he can do as far as the
Facts.
energy. Now,
Right.
not to say that Julius Randle is a talent. We know, but guess what? Give Obi another couple more years. We don't know what he's gonna turn. We know the jump shot's gonna get better because like wine, it only gets better with time.
Right.
Jason Kidd's jump shot. So guess what's gonna happen with Obi Toppin? That jump once he gets a jump shot in there, man. Let me tell you, in Sims, hey, even if we lose Mitch, I'll be okay because we got Sims. I'm fine.
Yeah, yeah. You know what? That jump shot right now from the 3-point line is almost 50% almost for the last couple of games he's been playing. I mean,
Yeah,
Obi
that's
Toppin
true.
got a nice stroke there. You know what?
Facts.
It just so. I just hated that we had to wait this late in the season to get that man this opportunity. You know what I mean? Because he had some games earlier. We had 19, 18 a game, 11 rebounds. The man is distributing the ball real well. He's rebounding, and he had 3 blocks the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
When so it's not a diss Randall, but Randall ain't getting 3 blocks in the game. That was to me. I like once Obi Toppin get that defense down, man, and that 3-point shot. So I think it's gonna be interesting going into the summer to see what they do with this thing, man. But the way he playing though, I still would throw him at the three. I wouldn't even care, or him or Randall. It's positionless basketball. You look at guys like LeBron James. He always size playing the three. You know what I mean? Look at Brandon Ingram. Brandon Ingram like 6'8", 6'9", playing the three.
That's
I
true.
think Obi Toppin with that jump shot can dominate a lot of small forward. Because you know why? He can also go on a block too. You know what I mean? He got a mismatch with a certain type of dude. You could throw that man on a block against anybody. So it's gonna be real interesting. KJ and Shaw Powell,
yeah.
what they're gonna do with that situation this summer. This is a big year for Obi Toppin. You know what I mean? This summer, him and Manny quickly they lost out in their rookie year because of the COVID situation and all that. They came back this year, elevated their game. Now they got another step to go to. So let's see how it goes, Shot Powell. But like you said, man, that dilemma with Obi Toppin and Randall, got to get resolved one way.
Yeah. Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, that is something that is going to be one of the big things for this summer. I think that they're going to try to come to amends with to see if they're going to keep Randall and maybe move on from Obi Toppin, or keep Obi Toppin and move on from Julius Randall. And I mean, there's a couple of things that are out there, that we need to look at. There was some speculation out there, some rumor type things out there that RJ and Mitchell Robinson is really tight, and it could be a possibility, hypothetically, or a possibility that RJ is going to sign his deal with the with the intention on to try to help um Mitchell sign his deal too. So it wasn't one of the guys that I usually watch, but it sound when it was said, and to see how these guys interact on the court, how when they on the bench they sit next to each other and they talking, and they also joking. And remember last year when Mitchell Robinson had that quirky thing that he had on MSG, where he used to interview his teammates and stuff like that. It was
Yeah.
either last year or the year before
Block
last.
party.
You're
He
not
blocked.
right, right. Him and RJ was really tight. You know what I mean? When that thing was going on, they always slapping jokes to each other. They talked almost the same lingo and all that stuff. So I mean, if RJ can convince the front office to help him keep his team together, quote unquote his team together, and he wants Mr. Robinson to stay here,
Right.
I hope that can happen. He'll take a little pay cut so Mitchell Robinson get a little bit more. I'm down with that. I'm down with that 100%.
Yeah,
Right.
to make the team better, KJ. I mean, if RJ willing to take $5 million or something like that off his salary to help facilitate a deal for Mitchell Robinson, I think that shows you what type of person he is. I mean, Randall did it too. Don't get me wrong. Randall took less money to try to get something around here, and fortunately, what they bought in didn't pan out. But
right. And you know what, Mitch wants that payday, man. He's looking at the chart. He's looking at all the centers in the league, and he's seeing what they get paid. He could say, "Hey, look, I'm top 10. I'm a top 10 center too. I want to get paid." And we know he's got rewarded, so he wants to get paid. But it's like the saying, the grass is green on the other side. It might not be green on the other side. Right. You got a good situation here, and you got young talent here. You could make more money in New York City, right? And make a name for yourself than rather go somewhere else, right? So my thing is, it's one of those things. Is like you could work for a company, and you got a certain clique of people that you hang out with, that you're cool with, and it's business. When you're doing a deal, business is business, right? So I'm trying to see, well, what plays on the Knicks are really together. Like after the game's over, do they hang out? Like sometimes it's different cliques on teams, like at jobs, and I'm wondering is what clique is with each other, like because that plays a big part in the NBA. Like if I mean, you could be cool with the whole team, but it's only like maybe
hang out with
4 or 5 solid guys, man, hang out with each other after the game is over. And mostly it's the young guys, you know what I mean? Like, I can't expect D Rose to hang out with them after it's over because, we understand that, but it's a young regime being built. And sometimes when you got more of a young regime being built, the older ones are trying to guide them, but they're like, man, go sit your butt down, man. Go something. It might not mesh. So the whole thing with Julius Randle, that's something we got to watch out. Julius got his money already, so for him, it's like, hey man, whatever. I've been through this before, And one thing I also going to know, I think the Knicks need to change their offense to a Princeton style offense, the flex offense, where it's all screening, because we're realizing that the isolation basketball game is old school. We cannot do that anymore. It's Michael Jordan, LeBron. We can't do that anymore. We got to be able to have a moving offense. So that's what I think Tibbs needs to bring as far as the offense, change that around.
Yeah. Just to piggyback with what you said about the hanging out, you think about this here. RJ, Mitchell Robinson, and all them guys, they not married. I mean, Randall married with kids. He got to go home to his family. I mean, he ain't hanging out with RJ and Mitchell Robinson and Emmanuel Quickly and Grimes and them guys are young, Jericho Sam. Even though Mitchell Robinson got a kid, but they out there in New Orleans, you know what I mean? But I do think that I noticed in the game, like when RJ command the huddle, when the young guys are on court, they all come together. And RJ command the huddle, you'll see Mitchell Robinson fly from the bench to be in the huddle. You know what I mean? That tells me that they got respect for RJ and what he do, and I think that's good though. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be really interesting. Just to answer Cash Out's question, he said about Randall and Tibbs, a Cash Out. I do think Tibbs is here. He's coming back, for what I know. So
it's out there.
The Randall thing, it's so tough about Randall is you can learn from a lot of stuff you go through. I mean, don't get me wrong. All that stuff, thumbs down and all that. I'm quite sure he understand that. But it's the thing is that we still need somebody to command the court when he on court. See, I think we got to have a strong floor general if Randall going to stay here. If Randall going to be in New York, you got to have a strong floor general who he respect, and he could be like, yo, I'm the point guard of the ship. Everything run through me, then I give it to you. It can't be like the other way around. That's why if Randall is going to be here, we definitely got to make a big jump at the point guard spot. And I think we got to find somebody who he's going to respect there. Because the kid got talent, man. Nobody never dispute the talent. We get upset with the antics and the turnovers and the lack of hustle sometime, and lollygagging here and there. But I don't have no problem moving on from Randall. I have no problem keeping Randall. But if we do keep Julius Randall, we got to change. Like KJ said, that can't be that stagnant offense. It got to be a Princeton. It got to be a Princeton type flow offense where that ball is moving around. When you get it, man, I think that's where they got to be, shot power. But to answer Cash Out's question, I know Tibbs is coming back. Randall, I don't know. You know what I mean? But we'll definitely be interested to see what happens if he do come back.
Yeah, with I mean, there is a possibility that Randall comes back, and there is speculation out that that they said the Knicks said that they were bringing Tibbs back this year. So if that is both true and both of them are here, like you said, Divine, we then our main projective idea would be to look to see if we could get a bona fide point guard. We're going to need someone to keep the ball out of Julius Randle's hands and set him up in the low post or in the the pop and shoot offense. And I don't think there's no way that we could come back next year and run some of the same schemes that we run with Julius Randle isolating the ball and everyone stands around and waits for him to either do the late minute pass, make a turnover, or shoot a bad shot. Those are the things that we cannot go into next year with. So I hope that if we do keep Randle and if Tibbs is still here on the court, that they can somehow, some way go out and get a more positive point guard to really regulate the offense and put people in the places where they need to be so they can make their baskets apparent.
Fast, real quick, KJ, before you chime in. Hey, Keith, do you think if they bring Obi, Keith Turner, if they bring back Obi and Randall, do you think they're going to have to start Obi somewhere else? Because I don't know. Do you think Obi will be all right with 12 minutes a game, 15 minutes a game, if he pop off the way he popping off now? I think you could put him at the 3. I really do. To me, I think, because I don't know if you're going to be able to back up Julius Randle the way he's playing ball right now. So do you think, what would you want them to do if they bring back Obi and Mitch, Keith? How do you think they should go about it? Do you think he should be backing up Julius Randle, or you got to find a way to start this dude, or because he's going to have to get 25 minutes or better, especially the way he's playing now. Last 3 games, 19, 20 points a game, 7, 8 rebounds. He's shooting good from the 3-point line. His assist numbers is there. His defense is getting better. What do you think we should do with that? Because I just think I'm hoping that I'd love to have both of them back if it work out. If it could work out. KJ, I just think that we got to find a way to where he get the minutes. That's for me.
Yeah, if we don't bring Julius back, I think we got to give Obi the starting at the 4. Just because of the energy he possesses. Start the man at the 4. He's going to get better. Again, 2 things he has to work on: his defense and his jump shot. He gets that this summer, he's going to get stronger. He's going to be in the weight room. Get strong, what you got to do. And from there, but I also want to bring up Karen Reddish. We all talk about Karen Reddish coming off that bench to back up RJ. We need that wing defender. And so, again, it's another logjam because if you look at all the players right now that we have, they're not rotational players as of yet, like a Grimes. I mean, Grimes got there, but a guy like McBride and Sims started at the beginning of the year, but it wasn't playing. He wasn't really rotational. So now we adding those 2 pieces of McBride and Sims to the rotation along with Grimes. That's 3 guys. That's not really playing a lot of minutes like that. I think less than 20 minutes a game or something like that. So we want to boost those minutes up. So, again, it's one of those things that the Knicks brass has to look at these last games and say, you know what, Obi was averaging 19 points in the last 3-4 games with extended minutes, even though we're not playing for them, but we seen that net game, these guys was beating them with Kyrie and Durant, and they was playing. So it's like, it's like one of them things and that's why we keep saying that this season, this off season, is probably going to be the biggest Knicks off season ever because there's so many storylines. What are we going to do with this person? Who's coming back? Who's going to be another of our assistant coaches on the bench? We ain't even getting to that part, because we're missing Kenny Payne and we Mike Woodson. Who's filling those spots in? Is Taj Gibson going to the bench? What's happening? So there's so many what ifs. But to answer that question, guys, I agree. We start Obi Toppin next year.
You know what? For me, it was interesting. Cause Dan, that you brought that up, I'm gonna go roll right in that. Can you just imagine? And this is real talk. Mitchell Robinson, Obi Toppin, Cam Reddish, R.J. Barrett, and whoever that point guard is.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean that's a nice young squad there, man. That energy, athleticism, they all can shoot it. They all can get to the lane. They all can play defense. Obi getting better. Cam Reddish could D. RJ could D. I mean, Mitchell Robinson could D. I mean, it's like, man, so and then knowing that you got Grimes, Quickly, McBride. That's why I'm wondering if they yeah, I agree, Silver Surfer. I just think that that's a phenomenal team right there. You got a 7-foot shot blocker center. He athletic and jump. Obi Toppin can get out there and jump. Cam Reddish can get up. R.J. Barrett can kind of get up. And let's just say, I'm just going to throw a name out there. Can you imagine if you put Devontae Murray at the
told you
one?
about that, Divine.
Devontae Murray at the one where R.J. Barrett at the two. You got a 6'7" or better starting backcourt, and both of them can D up. Then you got Cam Reddish, Obi Toppin, and Mitchell Robinson. That is crazy. I mean,
I like that. I like that lineup, man. That's a nice.
Please, man. We talked about that, man. Come on, Divine.
Pick up the bench. You got Deuce McBride,
Salute.
Emmanuel Quickly, Quentin Grimes, Jericho Sims. Just throw Ferry and Hunt in there for now.
I was about to
Ferry
say.
and Hunt now.
That's it.
And you still can take your draft pick, knowing Walt Perrin, the way he draft people, he mess around and get a stretch 4 up in that piece. You got a young nucleus that's going to be together for 4 or 5 years that can get it. So that's why I just like, man, that's what Randall and Fournier and them, not because I don't like them. I just think they holding these young boys back. That to me, that's a Memphis Grizzly type of team right there. Just overall that young energy, athleticism, everything, man. That'd be hard to beat there, right there, man. So Shot Power. That's why I'm always wondering what they're gonna do with the Randall thing, with the emergence of Obi Toppin, with the emergence of Quickly, with the emergence of Quentin Grimes. Cam Reddish gonna pop. I guarantee you, he itching to get back to back out there and play basketball. So these guys gonna be in Tarrytown this summer, putting the work in, and I just think that's gonna be crazy. That's what I'm looking for the Knicks. And I think by a couple of years from now, that one squad be ready to get to where they need to go. And if you had to bring another do the two to add with them, but I do think they'd be ready like the Grizzlies though.
That team right there would be a team to really watch and grow together. Could you see that team? All those players that you just named are all under 25 years old.
That's
crazy. The oldest player with in that lineup would possibly be maybe not even Toppin. It might be you said Murray, right? I think Murray's like 24, 25.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So that I think he would be the oldest guy, and in 4 years he would be 29. All those guys would be right around the same age, 27 to 29, playing 3-4 years together, man. That's don't tickle my. I told you that, Divine.
But you know what?
That'll be. I'm really big on Murray. I think there's an option that where we can set out a couple of these first round picks that we got, throw in a Fournier and another, maybe a young player, like I hate to say it out loud, maybe a Grimes, Obi, or Deuce. I mean, a Grimes, IQ, or Deuce, something like that, and maybe 2 of those guys with 3 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks.
Right.
You know what I mean? Fournier and maybe IQ or Obi or one of those guys to probably IQ to send over to San Antonio. Yeah, I think they might bite on something like that, man.
Hey, I'm KJ. I'm willing to give up this year and the 2023 Dallas pick. If you can add a couple of players that we got aspiring or something that they might think they want to get Monte Murray here,
right?
I just think that would be a good. It'd be good for the Knicks organization knowing that we got this young team. RJ gets his extension, but he willing to take a little less to keep Mitchell Robinson. He might be willing to take a little bit less to help Cam Reddish facilitate a better deal.
That's true.
Yeah, and then Devontae Murray got 2 years left on a $64 million deal, so his contract is not huge.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think it's probably around 13, 14 million, some of that nature. I just think Yeah, hey Fabian, that's not a bad look neither. I wish they could pull that off. Money work a little bit. You might have to take back somebody else with Devontae Murray, but Randall and two pick for Murray and somebody.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Devon and Shaw, whatever the case may be, it's not just gonna be. It's gonna be multiple teams here, not just one team. Because again, we're talking about those a great lineup, but again, it's we talked about Alec. We're gonna keep Alec Burke. We may keep Noel. So it's like we're already at Tom Tipple's like a short stat, like a short rotation. So my thing is, one of these young guys may be going in a deal, like a Quickly or a Toppin. It's either which one. Now I like them both, but to like what I'm saying, to spend money, you got to make money. To make money, you got to spend money. The same thing. So in this
Facts.
case, to we have to bring somebody in because all the players that we talked about, we want to get rid of Burke, Fournier, Kimball Walker, maybe Julius, and Noel. Teams are like, I need some young talent with
Yeah.
so out of all our young core, and then whatever our draft pick is going to be, it's going to be it's one of them situations where I would not want to be a Nick decision maker this year
Whew.
because it could go either way. If it goes for the better, these guys gonna like Rockstar. But if it goes bad again, everybody we gonna say fire sale everybody.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yep.
know, it's,
Hey, real quick, hey, Keith. You know what's interesting to me, Keith? I heard out there that the San Antonio Spurs not sure that they want to go forward, giving Murray that big attention because I don't think they're ready for that. I think they in a total like a rebuild almost down there in San Antonio right now. From what I was hearing, that they might move Murray because they don't know if giving him the max, but where their team is at right now makes sense. You know what I mean? Like
right.
who do they have around him that's going to justify giving him a max because they know that with the way the West is, RC Buford might just say, you know what, we're not ready to contend in the next 5 years or 4 years. You know, being they didn't won all the championships already. They got Aldridge out of there. They got Rudy Gay out of there. They got DeMar DeRozan out of there last year. They don't have nobody who I think that's gonna fit his didn't I guess what I would say not gonna push to nowhere. Like you think about if you give Devontae Murray right now some money, that team ain't they fighting for the playing right now. You know what I mean? So I don't know. That was just from something I read a while. How true it is, I don't know. Yeah, I'm just because I did read it, but I do can see that being a reality just due to the fact that I don't think San Antonio going nowhere in the West in the next 4 or 5 years with the way that thing is shaping out there. I mean, you
I'm
look at
thinking,
Memphis on the come up. You look at Luka Doncic and them on the come up. You know, you got Kawhi Leonard and Paul George coming back next year. The Lakers probably going to run it back with the emergence of the New Orleans Pelicans with Zion coming back with him. And I don't know if they're going to be anywhere near competing against these guys. So that's why that's the only reason I kind of put his name out there because it would be don't make sense for them to get that man $182 million, knowing that it would be like the New Orleans, the OKC Thunder giving SGA that max deal. Y'all ain't
Yeah,
going
that don't
nowhere.
make no. Yeah, that don't
It
make no
don't make
sense.
no sense. So that's the only reason I brought it up because I thought that it would be interesting. But man, if you can't get a Devontae Murray type player in New York, man, with I just think that backcourt would be crazy. I just think it'd be so crazy. Him and R.J. Barrett, man, they would lock down a lot of cats in the NBA with that size and that athleticism and that skill set, shot power. So and
Mm-hmm.
that would be really interesting, man. But I think we can make some moves like that and try to keep Cam Reddish, Obi Toppin, Mitchell Robinson them in the fold, and just let that youth run it. Let the youth just play on out. I think the Knicks would be really. I think we'd be solid. I think we'd be happy as a fan base for the next so many years, for
yeah,
sure.
one of the big things why I keep bringing up Murray as a trade option is the same reason, like you said. I believe if you offer San Antonio 3 first-round picks, this year's Mavericks next year, and our 24-25 pick, I
Mm-hmm.
believe they might bite on that because right now, I think they're in the playing right
Yeah,
now.
they're fighting for it. Yep.
Yeah, they're fighting for the play-in right now. So and you got to understand they're playing under Popovich, a coach that's going to make you play, get get 99.8% of good effort out of you almost every night. So but I believe that they need some help, and I believe that Popovich might not be there for much longer, and I think this could be a prime time to try to go get this guy while he still has a little bit of money on his contract, and snatch him away from San Antonio. So I think that's one of the reasons that I keep thinking that they're going to be on more of a rebuild mode than to upgrade their roster. So that's why I keep always bringing up him. And the second name that I'll bring up that just I don't know, it's like it just keep coming to my mind, man. And I'm starting to see him possibly coming here too for another big fish, Donovan Mitchell. You know, that's another name that I'm starting to see out there. And I believe if he comes here, he is a shooting guard, but I think he could come here and start out as being a point guard with RJ as a shooting guard and Reddish as that three. With Obi Toppin and Mitchell Robinson, that is a dominating
nice.
that's a dominating crew right there as well. So, you know, and I think I'm starting to lean off of Murray because I think Mitchell might be a better option. He got more stuff that's going on for the Knicks. He's from New York. His father is part of the Mets and stuff like that. He's part of the CAA connection and all that other things like that. He's real close with Leon Rose. So, you know, that may be another big for it to be a big fish. That might be another one that we could watch out for. We move him down from that shooting guard to the point guard and move RJ back down to the 2 and have Reddish, Obi, and Mitchell Robinson.
Whew.
Man, I'm just saying.
See, that's our KJ. To me, that's how good of a situation they in, because you can get if I'm gonna tell you right now, if the Utah Jazz flame out,
yeah,
you done gave Mike Conley $37 million, Rudy Gobert making $45 million. I mean, you know, and then you got Donovan Mitchell at 30 something. That's almost $100 million right there. If they flame out, I think Donovan Mitchell gonna be like, you know what? When I be on my Twitter account, I know the Mets was on the other night. You see Donovan Mitchell on the Mets Twitter all day. You know what I mean? Like, you know, he's a big Met fan, avid Met fan. Obviously, you know, his father, Sammy Allison, was up in the Mets front office, like Shaw said.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he always got his Mets gear on. He always repped it. You know what I mean? So you just never know. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but if they do flame out, that's going to be an interesting look, KJ. You never know what can happen and I think if they do flame out, I think for his salary, I think Julius Randle and Evan Fournier and a couple of picks can go right out there.
Yeah.
Right out there. Because they still be a playoff contention. Because there's no way you move on from Rudy Gobert. I mean, you don't move on from Donovan Mitchell. You still got Rudy Gobert sitting there with $170, $80 million on his deal, and they ain't gonna be fighting for the playoffs unless you move Rudy Gobert. But I think if you just say, here, we'll give you Fournier, Randle, and 3 picks, I think Utah Jazz better jump on that in a heartbeat. Because number one, I think Randle and Fournier make that team is still relevant. Still relevant. With Mike Conley and my man there for a minute.
Hey, we throwing in bonuses with that. If Utah said they called us the Knicks, hey, we want Fournier, we want Randall. Hey, you know what? We're gonna give you 2 picks. We might give you something for future. We might give you the 2nd round picks this year too. We're throwing Kemba Walker. We're throwing Noel for you.
The kitchen sink.
Because like Keith Turner said earlier, we like these young players we got right now, right? So it was like we need to make room for them if they're going to be here. And right now we just have too many players right now that we're going to love on this Knicks team. So it has to be something like that where they just throwing stuff in. Because again, Noel's been hurt all year. But if he was here, he'd have been different. D Rose has been gone half the year. But if he was here, it would have helped us out. Like we're 35 and 45. I mean, we should be at least 45 wins right now. We should at the 6-7 seed right now. So we know what it is. We got the same Washington Wizards and the New York Knicks had the same exact record of 35 and 45. So what we playing? We playing for something tonight. But you know what? Even if we sit at the 12th seed right now, we might be projecting the 9th pick or something right now. But like Shah said earlier, hey, the balls might fall, and then we might get that first pick or whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
Can you guys imagine that if we get a top 5 draft pick this year, along with a pick that we own this year too? I mean, come on, like so it's a lot of different scenarios the way it's going to go, guys and ladies that are watching this stream. But we just got to be, we got to say to ourselves, what direction are we really going in? And that's what I'm having a hard time thinking with this Knicks team is I don't know which way they're going. I like their picks they're going, but I don't know which way they're going to go.
Yep, facts. Yep.
And we got to live with it. Whatever way it go, we got to live with it as fans. But it's one of those situations like, man, I want this player, but I really want this player. So,
yep. Hey, you know what? Craig Jace, real quick, I had another analogy, y'all. Y'all probably beat me up for this.
Go ahead, you good?
But if we lose Mitchell Robinson, just say if we lose him, would you guys be willing to take, let's say, I don't know if it's Randall or somebody, blah, 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 hypothetical guys, would you be willing to bring KP back on that 1-year deal at 5 for the Knicks? On that 1-year deal, he'll have expiring next year, if I'm not mistaken. If KP's next year's contract is his last year, would you bring KP back to New York at the 5, as long as you got Obi Toppin, Cram Reddish, RJ Barrett, and whoever at the point? Would you bring KP back for that 1 year if you lose Mitchell Robinson, knowing that you still got Jericho Sims to back him up?
How you want to go?
Yeah. I'm on the fence with it. I would make the move, especially if we lose Randall. I mean, if we lose Mitch, I would definitely I would definitely think about that. But KP doesn't play the center position per se. He's more, I think he more wants to be like a big power forward or something like that. So. Yep. But he definitely would stretch the floor out for us, and he would open up the field and make the driving lanes wide open because people have to play defense on him, and he's a pretty good 3-point shooter. You know what I mean? I think you said who will be moving Randall
if they lose Mitch, but
if like they move Mitch.
Now, if you could move him for Mitch, I mean, you could move him for Randall.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely 100%.
Man, because I think KP made what 31, 35 million, something like that, 33, whatever.
31.6.
31.6. Randall makes 23. So you can move Randall and Alex Burks, or Randall and Kemba Walker, or Randall and Nerlens Noel. And the thing about that is so interesting is that you get to save all that Julius Randle money, all of it. You get that whole extension off the books. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I just think that would be interesting because he been playing a little bit of center for them since Thomas Bryant haven't been around and Gafford coming off the bench. The other night, KP dropped 30 and 18. 30 and 18.
So,
you know what I mean?
So, AD, so Kristaps Porzingis becomes an unrestricted free agent in 2024. So next year, he's owed $33,833,000 and $400, right? 2023, 2024, he's owed over $36 million.
Is that team option or that's player?
That's let me see, that's a player, I believe.
If it's player, then I wouldn't do it.
Then.
Yeah, that's the gap hit.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it.
So it's one of them things like, yeah, he was all I need with the stretch 4, stretch 5 with the team that we have now. Because let's see, the team that we had when he was here, this team is way better than the team he had. Right? So he will solve that. But to Shah's point, I don't know what I'm getting. I don't know if I'm getting a bag of bones, KP, where that's going to give me 30 games out the year and we need them for the whole 82 and beyond. Right. I just don't know, and I don't think we're ready to make that decision. So I would decline that.
Pass on that one. Yeah, okay. It makes sense. Now that I realize he got that player option, I would pass on it too, because that's $72 million.
Yeah, you have to play. He can pick that up.
Damn, he go down, then it's a wrap. Okay,
yeah, so he can pick that up. Yeah,
I'll avoid that. But if we would have had that 1 year, I probably would have bid on that.
Yeah,
I probably would have bid on it for 1 year.
Actually, I'm sorry. The 2023 is the option year. It's a player option 2023 for KP.
Okay. Is it a player option?
Yeah, player option.
He's taking that.
That's what I'm saying. He's gonna take that.
Yeah.
I'm not passing because I might not get that money again.
You're right.
He been hurt. Like, nah, I'm taking that money.
Yeah, KP never getting a contract like that anymore, so he definitely ain't losing that. Yeah. I did that. Yeah, because it just was interesting because that stretch 7-footer, but he like D Knight said, he always injured, man. That's why we let him go. I thought that was a good. See, that's what I mean by Scott Perry. Some people hate on Scott Perry, but that was a good move by Scott Perry.
Yeah.
The not to sign Chris Stapleton and let him go. Oh, you want to go and play with Luka Doncic? Go ahead. You want to be a diva? Go ahead. Whatever. I'm not signing you to no max extension like that. And I'm glad he didn't. And and we still reaping the benefits from it. Because think about KP's money. KP money is Alex Burks expiring, Noel's expiring, Kemba Walker's is expiring. That's KP money right there. So we still got his money. You know what I mean? We still got Chris Stapps money. So once next year we can find a way to move on guys without bringing no money back, then we still got KP's money. And we did get draft picks. We got 2 first-round draft picks we still got from KP deal. We got Derrick Rose out the deal. You know what I mean? Because Derrick Rose what happened was we sent Dennis Smith Jr.
Dennis Smith
Detroit for Derrick Rose, and Dennis Smith came in and deal with KP for the KP deal. So we still got Derrick Rose, 2 first-round picks, and we still got his money by next year when they come off the books. So I think it was a good move by Scott Perry when he did that. And he ain't played them many games, so it was a win-win for us. But it's very interesting, man, what we're going to do there. I think for me, Shaw Powers, the Julius Randle dilemma, him and Evan Fournier, one of them guys, at least one of them, cannot be in the Knicks starting lineup next year. I prefer to go the way we talked about earlier with Cam Reddish, RJ, Mitchell Robinson, whoever. I prefer to go that way. But I definitely don't think that either one of them guys should be. One of them can't be in that starting lineup next year.
How would you feel about this? Julius Randle for Brogdon. That's straight up. They make right around about the same amount of money.
How many years KJ? You got what, 3 years?
I think he still has about 2 years and an option, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And I think he's getting around $24 million or something like that.
You know what? He's another guy that's injured like that, man.
He is injured like that, but we would get a premier power forward, and this might be the 2 or 3 years that he might not be injured. We got to be hopeful, right?
I'll tell you what's interesting to me. What's so crazy though, we would have Emmanuel Quickly for 2 years on $2 million, $3 million. That's what's making it so hard to deal with all these other point guards.
Right. That's exactly right.
Emmanuel Quickly for $2 million, the way he playing,
he gonna want to get paid too.
Yeah, and the good thing about it, and that's what I mean though, you can do that, but at the same time, I think we can mildly just roll with Emmanuel Quickly. That's why I thought about the Donovan Mitchell thing. The only way Donovan Mitchell leave there, if he asked how, like D Knight said, he would have to warn out. But if you get somebody and just turn the keys over to Emmanuel Quickly, because I think he's going to come back into the season much better next year. I have no doubt in my mind Emmanuel Quickly will be better next year.
Y'all ready for this Brogdon contract?
He decided that too. It's only kick into this year.
Yeah, this Brogdon contract next year, he's owed over $22 million.
22, yeah.
And up to he got a contract up to 2024, 2025, where he's making $500 million for those 2 years, in 23 and 24. There's no play option at all in there.
It wasn't the third year. Was it a play option?
Nah, I'm looking at it.
All right.
Honestly, yeah, nothing.
Still, I know him and Randall's money is almost the same, right around the same or something like that. I threw it out there because that's a Tibbs type of point guard right there. Big, 6'5", can run the floor, can score it when he needs to, can assist when he needs to. He does have a problem staying on the floor though.
Yep, and he could DM up with the best of them coming out
yes.
of him, didn't it?
What's that saying goes? 40, 90,
40, 50, 40, and 90.
Something like that. Yeah, he's definitely one of those guys.
Yeah, hey Fabian, I need to pick. How do y'all feel about Brunson though? I like him. A lot of people are not big on him, but I like Brunson though. I like Jalen Brunson. I think he, like I said, he 4 years, young guy, Villanova, Jay Wright pro, coming out of Villanova, man. He got ties to the organization. That'd be the easiest way to move Randall to me.
I If we can make a move for him because he's looking to get somewhere around 20-something million dollars too. Do we really want to? I mean, I think he could come in here.
I think 18.
I think he could come in here, and I think he would make the team better. But if we're going to give him 22, 23 million dollars,
he's not getting that.
Yeah, I mean, if we trade him for Randall, he has. I mean, sign and trade. You said right?
Yeah, but you could throw something in there to make the money work. I mean, I think you allowed what 60% of between the difference or something like 70. I think even though players Randall make more than him, but it can't be like over maybe a certain amount of $1 million. But you could if he making less than Randall, you still could trade him straight up. If I'm not mistaken, guys. But it can't. I think it can't be a certain amount of money over. You know what I mean? In other words, like if Randall make it 23, I think Brogdon probably would have to make 19 or something like that. You know what I mean? It's I can't recall, but y'all had to check out the salary cap thing. But I don't think it had to be the salary had.
All right, the exact same. Yeah, but
that's what I think. I don't want. I might be wrong there, but
and let me tell you quick, guys. Let me tell you something. This Julius contract. Now that I'm looking at it right now on the screen, let me tell you something. We may have to move on. Next year alone, he's making over $23 million, right?
23.
2023, 2024, it jumps $2 million. It goes over 25.
Almost 26.
2 years after that, 2025, 26, it's 29. Over. So we gotta think to ourselves, and I think he has a play option here, but we gotta think to ourselves. I mean, the way Julius played this year, talent, but the attitude stuck. It stuck up the whole joint. It brought poison to the team, right? My thing is, can we play with Julius Randle? Because I'm looking at Brogdon contract and his contract. I still think Julius Randle is better player than him, so I don't think I will make that deal. I'd rather just keep Julius Randle for the money. But I don't see no teams taking on a contract over $29 million in 2026. Now, even though things might go up, but man, that's a lot of money to pay Julius Randle.
I think you would get a team to do it because he's talented. I mean, I just think that he weird out his welcome in New York. I think to me that's not a bad contract for Julius Randle. Because listen, this is why I say that. KP getting $31 million. He don't play no net to Julius Randle. You know what I mean? KP getting $31 million, something like that. And if you say he get 36 in next year, Julius Randle not even up a number, and KP is not putting up Randle numbers. So I don't think it's a bad deal. And I think that I think you just got to get Randle to a team that can have, like imagine Randle out in LA with LeBron James and Anthony Davis, because he got somebody around him where he's going to be the third fiddle. But his contract is worth it to me. I think I don't have a problem with the contract. Randle could have got a center for $208 million. You know what I mean? So I think you can get it off the books. I don't think it's a bad contract because the CBA is going to go up eventually. But KJ, I do think maybe somebody like Portland, a call for somebody like him.
Yeah.
Well,
I think Dallas is the perfect spot for him.
Right.
I think that's the only reason I brought up the Jalen Brunson thing, because we do got to, if you want to move Julius Randle contract, I could say Brunson, listen, we give you 4 years, $80 million, $20 million a year, 4 years. I wouldn't have a problem with that because I know Jalen Brunson is doing pretty good down there, man. He's like 19, so it's interesting. It really is.
And that's the truth. We know Randle is worth the money. Yeah, he worked for that. But it's about building a team together. We building pieces. Now, at times, the Knicks have looked better without Julius Randle on the floor. Can we win without him? No, we know that. But this is about building long-term longevity in New York City, not just going to a playoff 1 year and then waiting 10, 20, 15 years for another playoff. We don't want those times. Like, again, last year happened. This year we out the playoff. That's a bad feeling in our mouths as Knicks fans. We want to have that consistency to ultimately get to that ultimate championship level team. We build that consistency. I just don't know how they're going to do it with his contract. Again, I'm here. I'm going to sit the popcorn, and I'm going to do like everybody else. I'm going to sit back and watch exactly what we're going to do. But by looking at this guy's contract and seeing the way what happened this year, I'm ready to move on from Julius Randle because I'm playing the long-term game here. I'm tired of the short-term game and then getting these players in and out, picking all our money, and then we still paying them 10 years after it's over. We done with that. Like, we come on now.
Yeah. For me, the tale of the tale for me was this year. Our whole team shot under 40% from the us. Julius Randle, RJ Barrett, Evan Fournier, all of them shot 40% or lower. And to me, we need somebody in here who could say when the fourth quarter and the game is on the line, with 2 minutes left, I'm gonna take you guys home. That's the reason I don't have I don't care if we move Julius Randle, because Julius Randle is not that guy. We need a guy in New York who's gonna take us home with 3 minutes left in the game. The Knicks down 6, or we need somebody who can straight, no fear, get us buckets. I ain't worried about it. Give me the ball, move out the way. I'm gonna take us home. Julius Randle can't do that. RJ ain't there yet. Fournier ain't there. So we always gonna be like the game the other night against the Nets. You know why the Knicks had lost that game? Because we had nobody who could take us home.
That's a fact.
Nobody could take us home. So I like you said, if you're gonna spend that much money on somebody, make sure these cats can close for us, take us home. Because say, get on my back. I'm about to win this game for you. Whether it's with a pass, whether it's with a rebound, but most definitely with a shot. So I think that's the reason why I would love to move on from Julius Randle and Fournier and these guys, and let Cam Reddish, Obi Toppin, Mitchell Robinson, RJ back, the young guys. If y'all can't close these games, we don't need you here, because that's too much money to be given to these guys, and all they do is score points. Yeah, they're 20, 10, and 5, but in the year they 13 and 13, but they ain't closing no games though. And I think that we need to get somebody here. That's why I like the Donovan Mitchells of the world, like you guys say, because I think these guys, you give me the ball with a minute left on the clock, I'm gonna knock this shot down for you.
I'm gonna get that.
Yeah, I'm gonna get that. You know what I mean? So and that's what, like, even like Carmelo Anthony. I was watching the other night that Chicago game. I think when he knocked down on 2 threes when we were down against Chicago the other a couple of years ago. I'm like, man, I miss somebody like that. You know what I mean? And that's why I think either we go young, but I don't think Julius Randle and them could take us that far, because they don't have that closer's mentality. And if we're gonna spend $29 million on somebody, they got to be able to close the game in New York City. And and that's where I'm at with him. But I like that one with the Christian Wood. I like Christian Wood. I'm big on Christian Wood. I think that he got a nice deal too, 13, 14 million about to come off the books pretty soon. So I mean, if you lose, to me, we just got to find a way. Shaw Powell and KJ, just like you guys said, if we're gonna go all in, you better go all in for some real talent. Because this year, Randall shot 40% from the 2-point area. RJ shot under 40%. Fournier shot. This is from the 2-point area, not the 3, the 2. That's why we 27th in the league in scoring. These cats can't hit free throws. They cannot close out no game. They're not consistent. And I just think that, if we're going to go through all that, let Cam Reddish and Obi Toppin and RJ and them guys have the court. You know what I mean? And let them build with them guys for a couple of years. And then when maybe by the time they ready, we might have somebody coming off the books, and we can bring in that dude to get us to the finals. I would love to see that. But what you guys think, man? Randall, I like him. I'm a Randall guy, but I just think that I don't know if we're going to be able to go through 4 years with him and the fan base. I don't know if Julius Randle and the New York, the minute Julius Randle have a bad slump,
it is over for him.
It's over. So why would put yourself through all that? That's where I'm at with Julius Randle. Not because of the talent, because I don't think that he's going to be able to. He just signed that extension. What, 5 years? 4 or 5 years? I don't know.
A 4-year contract.
You guys think in the chat, man. What do you guys think in the chat with Julius Randle the next 4 or 5 years? Do you think he's going to be able to survive in the New York with everything going on around if he have a slump here and there? Do you think the fan base going to run that man out of New York, or start hearing the boos and all this stuff? I don't think it's worth it to me. I think you can get a guy to just do the same thing Julius Randle do somewhere else. But
I don't think it's worth it for him. He's already deleted his the Instagram or Twitter, all the New York players and everything New York and all this other stuff. He's already had 3 or 4 big fights this year. This is the highest time that he's been got technical fouls this year. He's paid almost up to $200,000 in fines this year. There's things out there saying that Julius Randle doesn't suit up with the team. He's in a different part of the locker room when he gets ready at the home games and stuff like that. So do I think that Julius Randle can battle with this New York Knicks fan base? I don't know, man. I don't know,
Right.
man. We are brutal.
And he said it in one of his interviews. Like, he doesn't like the fact that his kids got to leave during some game because it came to a boo, and his son don't understand why they booing his dad, and he don't understand that at 5 years. So I get that as a father. We all just, we're gonna protect that young cub. So
Facts.
and I'm bringing the family factor to it. Nobody wants that. But to answer Keith's questions, Turner's question about, we didn't talk about last year. We kept Julius Randle, because last year we seen what he did, but what happened in the playoffs? Nothing happened. But we had to pay him, right? We paid him. But it's like going to your local ice cream store. You go to the ice cream store 1 week, you eat that same ice cream, right? It's good. You go home, come back. You go next week, you get the same ice cream, and it don't taste as good. It's the same analogy. Things happen. Things can happen. I say it's a mistake. We took a gamble. We rolled it. It didn't work. So now we got to move on from it, and it is what it is.
Yeah. I think the only way it works if you get a premier, experienced point guard who he respect. You got to have an alpha, like Nia Walker said, not as a number one. And Nia said, I agree with 100%. Julius Randle can play in New York, but he can't be a number one. You got to get somebody here when that point got the ball. If he tell Randle to move Randle out the way, you go to the other side of the court. That type of dude that we need. We say, Randle, I need you to go over here, post up over here. Randle gonna go over there and post up over there. But if you got a guy like Randle's like, give me the ball. Nah, it should be the other way around. I'll give you the ball when I think you're in the best spot to get it. You understand what I'm saying? That's my difference with that is that I just think that, and even for Randle, he said his kid don't understand. You know why, Randle? It's not good for your kid because you put your kid in that position.
I was about to say that too.
The reason why your kid don't understand it because you put him in that position with all the antics that you're going through. You shouldn't have put your kid in that position because you know this is New York. You know what you get when you came here. So when you're on that court, don't think about yourself. Think about your teammate. And think about what your family's gonna go through because you know how New York fans are. We about it. We can get rowdy up here. You know what I mean? So if you gotta be cognizant of that. You know what I mean? So Julius Randle gotta also understand when you did like this here, then they need to shut the F up. You put your son in that position.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? So when you go in there smacking computers, smacking people on the way,
picking fights, getting into fights.
Put your son in that position.
Mm-hmm.
So you gotta be careful of that. And I think if he can't handle the smoke,
see you. Get out the kitchen.
Yep, get out the kitchen. You know what I mean? But he a good player. I just think that right now he might be better off somewhere else to save himself and do the organization like Canal said. The prime example, Canal said, if the Knicks respect what he has done here, they will trade him for everyone's benefit. I'm 100% would agree with that. 100% Canal, real talk. And that's all it is. It's not about his skill set. It never was about Julius Randle skills. That boy put up 24 and 11 last year. Contract year, obviously. You know what I mean? So it works both ways. But it'd be interesting, man. I'm good with it. But if you keep him, you got to bring in a real dude, KJ. You got to bring in a point guard who he's gonna respect. If you don't do that, unless you bring in an alpha, a supreme alpha, I would move on from him.
I just think I think I see enough and to like keep going. I know we're harping on the situation, about to get going soon, but I just think Julius Randle needs to go somewhere where he's the prime target. He wants to be with a man. Don't forget, this man rookie year he landed under Kobe Bean Bryant. So whatever those conversations were, he wants to lead that team. He feels it, and I get it. When you got extreme confidence in yourself, you feel like I'm the person. You don't need to bring them out, and I get that, right? But we know it's a team sport. He needs to be somewhere where he can be the number one. And he could be the person, the man that's making the money and dictating what's going. And the thing is, he has good players here. It's just we don't know. We see from afar, as fans, what we see on the court with him and seeing the reactions, right? Mm-hmm. So we can only imagine what the real is in that locker room. We don't know because they're not going to let it out. But if we can see what's happening on that court and your reaction to certain things, and then we know some things are going internal like this. So who knows? I just think the Knicks, I think the time is just expired. Yep. And it is what it is. It just didn't work out for us here.
Hey, man, well, you know what? Listen, Sunday, the last game, And that next night, we had an exit meeting show post game. Man, we get in here. Let's the Knicks fan base, the whole chat. Let's get in here Monday night after the game Sunday. The Knicks follow up. Man, that's gonna be the exit show, and we just get in here and get it popping. Man, we know we sit down and analyze everything because we all excited about our team. Man, we love our team. We love what we do here. We love the direction they going. And we all as Knicks fans want this team to just to be better, man. But at the same time, we ready to get in the playoffs too, though. You know what I mean? We got a taste of that last year. Now look at it. We got a taste of it last year. Now look at us.
This the same thing that happened to us when the last time we went to the playoffs with Melo. We made it to the playoffs, and the next year we didn't make it. And I mean, we're not
last year.
Yeah, and it took 8 years to get back to this spot. So that's why we always talk about certain players. We have no idea what's going to happen with the Knicks. But being that this us as panel guests and our visible panel within the chat, who's probably some of the wisest cats in the league. I mean, I'm talking out here on the streaming world. I mean, you guys up in here, y'all know your basketball. You guys are like passionate like us. You know what I mean? We just want the best for the Knicks. Peace of the God, salute Allah, salute.
Peace.
And we just want the Knicks to be good, man. We went through a lot since 2013, man. We was going through purgatory. Derek Fisher, Hornacek, Fizdale, on and on and on. Then you be like, enough is enough. So now we finally get to a place where we got a whole bunch of young talent, a lot of young talent. We got good draft picks, and we got a chance to keep our capital in good place. In other words, we got a good infrastructure in New York. We just want the best for the team, man. And I just think that if you can move some of these veterans that didn't work out and things happen, get them out of here and maybe trade them for some picks or whatever. But I think the Knicks are going to package something together, though. KJ and Sharp Howard, real quick. I think they're going to package something to get a better player here. I do believe that. I think Leon Rose them gonna, because after that game the other night, I think James Dolan like, listen, man, I got my rivals right next door, got KD and Kyrie. You got mother chanting Brooklyn up in the Garden. No. He ain't gonna go for that. You know what I mean? I think it's time to get it popping. You know what I mean? Make some good moves. But I am also happy. That's why, like I said, we talked about Devontae Murray, Shaw Powers. We talked about Donovan Mitchell. I think they fit the timeline of all this young talent we got.
Yeah. Salute Allah was. Yeah. We got some things that we could do this year, and I'm going to say this again: aside from the players itself, the two people that we need to look to maybe possibly move is either Julius Randle or Evan Fournier. If we can move both of them, that would be great. But if we need to come up with one of those contracts to make room for some of these guys that we got here, like the Reddishes of the world, like the Grimes of the world, make some room to free up some space for maybe Deuce in this world and stuff. So this year is this is going to be one of the biggest summers, and we'll be all here dropping some links. So keep your eyes open and set those alerts, on the alert bells when things come up, because it's going to be popping.
Yep, real talk. The young guys, hopefully the young guys in the building tonight. I'm going to go Knicks 108-100. 108-100. I got the Knicks beating Washington. I know we kind of don't want them to win, but we got 108-100. I'm going to go Knicks beat Washington 108-100. The young guys show out tonight. I'm hoping Tibbs sit them dudes tonight. But tomorrow night, we got the post game tomorrow night. Y'all know the Knicks real talk tomorrow night. We'll be on the post game. And then we get ready for Sunday. Then we had an exit show Monday night, man. We're going to get a pop-up Monday. I hope all y'all up in here, man. If you're not doing nothing Monday night around 9 o'clock, let's get up in here, man, and let's close out the season finale when Knicks real talk with us. I mean, I don't care if we on for 4 hours. I couldn't even care less. I know I got to go to work. We'll take it up from there. But let's get it popping, though, man. I'm looking forward to it. 108-100, though, Sha.
I'm going to go a super duper low. I think the scoring is going to be super low. I think it's going to be 89-82 tonight. I think they're going to take it to an old school game. I don't think nobody's going to try to hit the shot. Or I think the Knicks are going to win, but I think this is going to be a super duper long game. I think it's going to be a super duper half court game. I think it's going to be a real low scoring game. The one thing that I would like to see tonight, I keep messing this guy's name up. I hope Farian Hunt.
Yeah.
Farian Hunt. I hope he gets out there and at least for these last 2 games of the year, get out there and get about 15 to 20 minutes.
Yeah. Hey man, look, them young ladies in New York is ready to play. They got embarrassed the other night. I'm cutting the blowout. Washington not playing them. We not playing them. But one thing we got more young guys in them. Them young guys want to be here for the future. I'm expecting a blowout. Again, I'm going high tonight. I'm going 115-95, New York Knicks.
Ooh,
and I think Jericho Sims dunks on Kristaps Porzingis.
He's not playing. Kristaps ain't playing.
He not playing. All right.
He ain't playing.
They tanking. They trying to get that.
Yeah, we even with them. If we lose to them tonight, I believe we could possibly jump up to like the 9th position. But if we lose, we go down to closer to the 11th, 12th position.
Yeah.
So.
Hey man, listen, salute to the chat, man. Listen, we'll be back here tomorrow night. Y'all know what it is, man. Knicks Real Talk, Knicks follow up post game tomorrow, man. We get in here and get it popping again, man.
I hope he does.
Y'all cats get back up in here, because I'm gonna tell you something. You cats in the chats, comments, and y'all analogies and your knowledge and all that is powerful up in here, man. Y'all cats know what y'all talk about up in here, and y'all, that's always a pleasure having y'all up in here, man. Because you cats keep us humble. You know, and you keep us on our P's and Q's, because it ain't about the panel, it's about all of us. You know what I mean? Chat is where it's at, always. You know, that's where it's at. But y'all enjoy that game, man. The Knicks attack the Capitol. We're going to attack the Capitol. We're going to get it popping. KJ, Divine, Sean Powers, the chat, peace, enjoy it all. We'll see y'all, man. Allah wide, knowledge, brother. We'll see you, man. Peace.
Let's get it.